After a week of rumors and speculation, a contender for the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary primaries, Nii Noi Nortey, has finally announced his decision to run as an independent candidate. Although the party says it has not received official notice of his exit, to all intents and purposes, Nii Noi Nortey has withdrawn support for the biggest opposition party. We will look at the reasons for his exit and get some analysis on the likely impact of this move. My name is Francis Aban, and this is today's big story. Now, the race for the opposition New Patriotic Party to win the Klote constituency seats may have suffered a serious blow as one of its most prominent members and contender of the recent primaries, Nii Noi Nortey, has declared his decision to go independent. This twist in the tale means Nii Noi leaves the party and will take his supporters with him. Calling himself the face of hope, Nii Noi Nortey says the NPP has proven beyond reasonable doubt that they do not have his interest at heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, I picked this constituency up with the support of the current executives, electoral area coordinators, polling station executives, and every member of the New Patriotic Party in the Klote constituency. And we began a journey to restore hope and rekindle the spirit that saw the party win in 2000 and in 2004 parliamentary elections. I invested all my resources because I believed I belonged to a group that gave equal opportunity to all, irrespective of your tribe, educational background, and society status. My bid to be parliamentary candidate was frustrated from day one because I was deemed not to be the favorite of the big wings. Even when it was clear that I had the support of the masses and the voiceless, all attempts were made to steal from us what rightfully belongs to us. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Executive Committee of the NPP approved 13th June 2015 as date for the parliamentary elections. Our elections were stalled because some obscure faces being sponsored by my fellow aspirants raised issues against my candidature, but despite all these, I was cleared by the National Appeals Committee and approved by NEC to contest. My opponents pressed on to use their playground, that is the courts, to frustrate the process, but thanks to my legal team and that of the party and every one of you here, we were successful in court. Our elections had been postponed 3 times, all because someone somewhere felt Nii Noi Nortey will win and there is no equal play field for the game. The nomination form for the parliamentary primaries of 2015 contained the regulations for the elections. On page 13 of the document, it reads, and I quote, "The General Secretary, in consultation with the regional party, may vary the election dates in certain constituencies as deemed necessary." This provision obviously was the cater for unplanned eventualities and gave the necessary authorization for the conduct of these elections. Friends of the media, these regulations were approved by our National Council of the party. The General Secretary, after postponing the elections 3 times due to appeals and court issues, in consultation with the then acting regional chairman, who is currently substantive first vice chairman, I'm talking about Mr. Alfred Boy, fixed 2nd August 2015, and they communicated same to the constituency chairperson, chairman of the Constituency Elections Committee, who then informed all aspirants about it. In fact, on Friday, 31st July 2015, my senior brother, lawyer Philip Addison, admitted on City FM, a local radio station, to seeing the press release from the National Party, but decided to boycott because he was not consulted for setting up the date. It is a worthy cause to note that machinations to kick me out from the contest by my opponents delayed and frustrated our constituency for 3 months and above, denying us of selecting our candidate. Commentaries such as what my opponents were crying over should have come from me, Nii Noi Nortey, whose campaign had been frustrated by his fellow aspirants. They deployed all means within their plan to frustrate our constituency for almost 3 months. I won the duly conducted elections by the Electoral Commission and supervision from the regional party on 2nd August, despite the introduction of thuggery by fellow aspirants, who at a point in time had to seize electoral materials from the electoral officers. In all these, I never complained. I kept on with the belief that the MPP gave equal opportunity to all. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, just when I was about launching my campaign to unseat the NDC in the constituency, I got a wind of some petitions to NEC by our brothers, lawyer Philip Addison and Nia Taria. I was convinced that the party will allow the voice of the masses to hold. A court action was brought against the party. To my surprise, the current managers of the party failed to attend to the issues raised. In effect, there was a default judgment because the party failed to file a statement of defense. The judgment was obtained the same day I was joined to the action. Realizing that as a party, my lawyers will apply to have the judgment set aside, lawyers for the plaintiffs quickly discontinued the case against the party. There was no relief against me. So with the action against the party gone, there was nothing to try, and I was therefore not heard in court. The issue as to whether there should be a rerun was never tried on merits. It was never tried on merits. Prior to 27th February 2016, after all attempts by managers of the party to get me to contest, we agreed on certain modalities for the conduct of what they thought would settle the matters. The election was then to start at 8 a.m., but unfortunately, it began at 7 a.m. There was no accreditation for delegates, and my agents recorded a total vote cast of 715, contrary to the figure being tossed around by the Electoral Commission as 765. It is for these reasons that my agent and I refused to sign the results. Well, luckily for the bigwigs, Nii Noi Nortey is not a lawyer to employ gymnastics to frustrate the process. I am not a favorite to have my way. What I have is the mass appeal and the desire to right wrongs in my constituency. In the past week, many, including youth groups, opinion leaders, mostly important, the women who sell in all markets of Adbraka, Osu, Asylum Down, Tudu, etc., have called on me to contest the 2016 parliamentary elections with or without a political party. And I am immensely encouraged by the show of support. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the media, I may not be a lawyer. I may not belong to the upper class of the society. I may not be the favorite of the bigwigs. I am just Nii Noi Nortey, a young boy with my people at heart. and who believes strongly that it is God who directs our path. I have consulted widely. I have prayed to my God. And I have spoken to my family and extensively considered the opinion of the kingmakers and the electorates. I have arrived at the decision to resonate with the masses and declare that I, Valentino Nii Noi Nortey, shall contest as parliamentary candidate. Shall contest as parliamentary candidate in the 2016 parliamentary elections in Klotekole constituency. And I shall contest as the face of hope for the youth, the women, elderly, and the people who have believed in the Straightism campaign. I ask for strength from above, and I believe this is the doing of the Lord and his plans for me in Klotekole. While others may have the big men on their side, I have the foot soldiers. As our abortive court petition showed, elections are won on the grounds, at the polling stations, and not in court.
Thank you.
I am off by and for Klotekole. Together we shall prevail. No artificial transplant can feel the pain of our people as genuine as one of our own. I come into this race with a heart filled with compassion to see our constituency develop, a heart to see our youth gain employment, a heart to see Klotekole as the heart of Ghana. As my senior brother, Lawyer Addison, said, he has the blessing and the backing of Nanado. I, Nii Noi, say, I have the blessing and unflinching support of the grassroots. My primary objective of entering this race is to give the good people of Klotekole, especially the youth, a sense of belonging and hope and not hopelessness. To help them find jobs and to enable them create their own businesses. In this race, man's will shall not be God's will. The will of God shall definitely prevail over evil. I thank you all for coming and stay blessed. God be with you. We said we've worked for the party in this constituency. I want to state clearly that my biggest interest is the people of Klotekole. Those are the people on my heart. I don't have any issues against the flag bearer. He's been my flag bearer. I don't have any issues against anybody. My issues are to do with Klotekole, and I believe the parliamentary elections are different from the presidential elections. When it comes to the presidential elections, when it comes to the parliamentary elections, it is Klotekole that I work for. When it comes to the presidential elections, I leave the masses to decide.
Now, after responding to the chairs at that news conference, I tried to get a better sense of what influenced his decision. Is his bid to run independent just a case of sour grapes since he lost in the parliamentary primaries against lawyer Philip Addison?
First of all, this is because the processes to the elections wasn't fair. And this is because the total number of votes cast our agent recorded was 715. At the end of the day, they told us 765. I mean, this is because the party bigwigs, most of them have from day one tried to scheme their way just to kick Nii Noi Nortey out, because he's not a lawyer, because he doesn't belong to any society, any high class of the society, because he's a nobody, because he has no name in the party. So they've tried all possible means just to kick him out. But what I can tell you is they can have their way in that. But as for the grassroots, we are always with the grassroots.
Okay, you have issues with the numbers. The EC declared results as against what you know to be the numbers. Are you saying the numbers were bloated?
Of course, clearly. If our agent recorded, we put an agent there for him to check. If he recorded 715 and the EC comes out with 765, then there is a problem.
You talk of an artificial transplant. What does that mean?
That simply means that the people of Klotekole need one of their own. They don't need anybody imported from anywhere to come and take over and rule over them. Because let me tell you this, the problems we had in this constituency is because the people we send out there do not feel what we feel. They do not see reasons why they should resonate with the people and the masses on the grounds, because they don't belong to the society. Like they see themselves a little higher than the society or something. We have been with the people. It is the people who has made us.
You say the party executives lack managerial skills. What does that mean?
If they don't, this issue wouldn't have gotten where it has gotten. Because we went for elections, we won the elections. Someone says he doesn't understand. The party couldn't even respond to their petition. The people took the whole party to court, a whole political party. Have you heard a default judgment against a political party?
You make reference to the court case, but even after that, you contested in an election. Some would say this is a man who has sour grapes and can't deal with it.
Because I'm making reference to it because I just want you to see clearly when I talk about the party scheming against us, trying to take us out of the game. That you could see it clearly from there. I mean, it's obviously clear. Why would someone sue a party and then the party won't go to resolve it? Fine, they called us. When they came out, the party took a decision that we should contest. We should contest the elections. We said we are not going to contest. They called us. We showed them respect. I mean, I challenge any leader or any member of this party to come out and say I have been disobedient and disrespectful to any of them. All I have done all this while is to obey them. All I have done is to obey them. But as it stands now, at this crossroad, there's no way I'm going to obey them and leave my people behind. What the people say is what I'm going to do.
You say Philip Addison has the support of Nana Akufo-Addo. Whose support do you have beyond the foot soldiers? Because in politics, there are men who help newbies like you to make it.
I didn't say he has. I'm telling you, he said he has.
Okay.
He said he has the support. He says it. I mean, it came from the horse's own mouth. He said it. He said he had the backing of Nana Akufo-Addo.
So whose backing do you have?
The people, of course.
Beyond the people?
It's the people.
For financing?
It is the people.
The people financing?
It is the people. It is the grassroots.
Because there are some who say that talks in the grapevine will point to certain high individuals in the MPP who are also ready to fund your campaign.
If there are such people, I believe those people will fund the MPP's campaign to win the seat and to win the presidential elections because they are still in the party. I am telling you, my strength and my support and wherever I've gotten to today, I owe it to the people of Klotekole.
Okay, you say you're the face of hope. What does that mean?
The face of hope for the hopeless, the face of hope for the youth, the face of hope for the people who are not known, the face of hope for the masses on the ground. That is what it means.
In 2 elections for the MPP, you were confident that you would win the elections. On a local level, you did not win. Now for a general election, what makes you so sure you can win this election?
Because, my brother, the general elections will not be conducted at the party office. In the general elections, it will not be said that elections will be start at 8 a.m. and then elections will go and start at 7 a.m. In the general elections, any modalities that will be set out for the elections will be applied.
Meanwhile, Nii Noi's supporters are ready to back his candidature if he decides to break away from the party.
First and foremost, you join a political party just because of the ideology you believe in the political party. That's why one will join a political party. We are supporting Nii Noi because of his ideas, because of we know what he can do for the constituency.
Okay, he says he's gone independent. It means you're also relinquishing your membership for the MPP?
We are 100% supporting him. I'm a delegate. I'm a MPP delegate.
So you're leaving the MPP to follow him?
We are not leaving MPP. We will still vote for Nana and vote for Nii Noi because we believe in the ideology of the party. So we will vote for Nana and vote for Nii Noi because we also believe in his ideas.
Are you his supporter?
Yes, I am his supporter.
And why are you supporting him?
I support Nii Noi because of who he is, not because of what he is, actually, yeah.
So who is Nii Noi?
Nii Noi Nortey he's a selfless person. He don't look at his status, his current status to judge others. He's always down to earth.
Now, are you an MPP member?
Yes, I'm an MPP member.
So are you going to leave your party and support him, or you still stay within the MPP and still have his support?
I won't mind leaving the New Patriotic Party to support Nii Noi go independent, because 8 years back there was nothing like MPP in this constituency until 4 years ago when Nii Noi came around as a constituency chairman, and fortunately he came to do a lot. He came to help us in this constituency. Things has not been well till now, that we still want him to go. That is what the people in this constituency want. So we think that, like, they came out with their views that they want him to go independent, and then he gave us he was like he'll give us a reply, which he has done today.
I'm supporting Nii Noi because we all know him. He's a generous man. He's a kind-hearted man, and we know there's a saying: if you have one cedi and you share with me, when you have millions of cedis, you definitely share with me. You won't say you have one cedi, let me get more before I give you. It's a lie. When you get more, you won't. Nii Noi is a very kind-hearted man. He's been with us. He has suffered before, so he knows our sufferings and he understands us. Any problem we take to him, he tries to find a solution. Even if the problem is not in his capacity, he tries to consult other people to try to find a solution to us.
What's the guarantee that he will win this seat?
The guarantee is he's for the people, and the people are for him. Nii Noi was nobody, but we made him Nii Noi, and we are going to take him there. So he's 97% assured that he's going to win this seat. Thank you.
Well, already the constituency executives of the MPP are worried this decision could prove detrimental for its electoral fortunes. Vice Chairman of the MPP in Klotekole, Alhaji Aliyu Kabe, spoke to me earlier and said he hopes that national executives will address Nii Noi's concerns and persuade him to come back to the fold.
They are on, and in fact, I did take it upon myself. Personally, I went to him. I met him. In fact, he told me we have discussions which I don't want to disclose here. I've also advised him as to how I see what he can do in the future. But yeah, he said he heard me, and I'll hear from him as I'm speaking to you.
When was this?
Officer, that is last week, Tuesday. As I'm speaking to you, the constituency have not received any official letter from him notifying us of his intention of going independent. I don't know whether that is needed, but I think it's good that he does that. I believe for now, I would say it is his personal intention as he has shown out there. And I will call and urge and plead with everybody to remain calm and focus as a party in the constituency. Let nobody attack his decision or his person. He has taken some decision. Let's see what will happen in the next few days, because I am aware that there are some steps being taken, negotiations by the hierarchy of the party to meet him and then see what they can do to let him take a second decision. He has taken a decision that once there is no sympathy for me along the line, maybe I have to go this way. Okay. However, he's a human being. He's only a fool who doesn't hate his or her mind. I believe upon present upon him by some party faithfuls and some good people around in the party, they can be able to persuade him and then let him come back. Constituency will call a meeting on this issue. I will talk to the chairperson, and then she can relay to the PC elect now, and then so that we sat down and then we readjust ourselves, re-strategize and see. In case he did not see reason to come back to us, then we have to do something.
Well, Evans Mensah, head of our political desk here at Joy News, says the break away by Nii Noi Nortey will have disastrous consequences for the MPP, regardless of whichever candidate the NDC fields.
Does hurt the MPP, and I've said before that this announcement sort of is a nail in the coffin of the MPP in this particular constituency, no doubt about it. The party needs to do something about this, and needs to do something about this now, or else they should kiss their chances in the parliamentary elections November 7th goodbye. The reason is this: Nii Noi Nortey, if you look at the way he has performed in the two primaries that held from last year to this year, split the votes in that constituency equally. In the first round, he had 390 plus votes. In the second round, he had 360 plus votes. And in that constituency for the NPP, you had a total registered number of voters slightly over 700. So you could see he was splitting the votes. That tells you he has some strong support within the party. What that means is if he stands as an independent, and if you notice, for over 2 primaries, he's kept his core base. Yeah. He was constantly about 350. And which means those people will still stay with him, possibly. I mean, if you look at the 2 elections, and if you project onto the bigger picture of people in the general constituency who support the party, it shows you that a lot of them will come to him. What it means is that he's taking votes away from Philip Addison, for example, and making it easy for the NDC to win that particular constituency. Another reason why this becomes, a death knell, so to speak, is also because of the nature of this constituency politically. Historically, this is a swing constituency, which means that this constituency, they're pretty sophisticated in their choices, okay? In constituencies like that, you are careful in managing your internal politics because the people there are so sophisticated, they can read between the lines and see if you have a problem. It makes it easy for the NDC. I mean, no matter how you look at it, with this declaration today, easy run for the NDC. Whoever the NDC puts there will have an easy run because the NPP is fighting for them. It's making their job easy. The NDC is taking out votes and splitting their votes. So instead of having one candidate for the NPP who will get maximum votes from the NPP supporters, loyal NPP supporters, you now have the loyal supporters split between Philip Addison and Nii Noi Nortey. What that means is that all the NDC guy needs to do is to manage to get the NDC guys, core NDC guys there to turn out in their numbers and vote for her, and he or she will go further. I say he or she because even the NDC has an issue. And that's Evan Semester, head of our political, that's given us the breakdown of what the decision by Nii Noi Nortey today would mean for the electoral fortunes of the New Patriotic Party as well as the gains for the governing NDC. And that will be it for today's big story. My name is Francis Aban. There is more news, the 2-hour package on Joy News Prime here on Joy News. Stay with us here on the Joy News channel on Multi TV.